Hello and welcome. So, I am going to take a look at the Guardian's Quiptic crossword, and this is being published on Sunday the 20th of July 2025, and today's setter is Anto. So Anto is probably the setter I most fear in the Quiptic slot, because occasionally they are just, I want to say, impossible. I think the last couple of puzzles have been okay. They've been in kind of 20 to 25 minute range, which is a little bit longer than I like to take on a cryptic, but not unreasonably so. And they have been finishable. Um, I'm not sure if there's anything else to say, really. I don't think so. I'm just going to crack on. Regret hiding key for release. That's going to be rude, something, isn't it? Hiding key. Key is. Release is. Don't know. Surviving navigation aid lacking its lid. I want to put compass, umpus. Navigation aid, sat nav, at nav. No. So I'm assuming taking a navigation aid and take off the first letter. Surviving. Can't think what that is. Let's go over here. I can't wait to see dams shut off. That must be an anagram of dams shut, mustn't it? I can't wait to see. Must. Had. Must. Two S's. Mad. Don't know. Mad shot. Must. Okay. Well, let's assume it's must in there somewhere. Oh, let's put an M there, an S there, an M there, and an S there. See if it's must. Okay. Lyric producer one misquoting what Spoon has said. Songwriter. Wrong citer. Yeah, songwriter, wrong citer. Very good. Okay, songwriter. Oh, wrong. So that's my spoonerism. This one. AI contributes occasional parts to DVD show Michelangelo's masterpiece. That feels like it would be a hidden word. AI contributes occasional parts to. It's just David, isn't it? Michelangelo's David. Oh. So that means my must. Must dash. I can't wait to see. Must dash. There we are. It's worth waiting on those. Just trying that system. Demonstrated about empty airfield. That's obscured. So that's an AD. Demonstrated is shown. I've got show, add, showed. That's obscured. And that's going to be shadowed now. Shadowed. First appearance of commercial release is an ad. Also advent. Appearance of commercial release. Vent release. Yeah, vent your feelings there. This must be down. Advice given to optimistic climbers. Don't look down, I suppose that must be. So advice given to climbers. Appear optimistic. Yeah, don't look down. Definitely. So yeah, not only don't look down woods, but also don't look down as in sad. Course season broadcast provides extra weight. Middle is core, I think. Middle season is broadcast. Is that anagram season? Could be, but middle air. Don't know. Okay. So look at primate has short service ape providing drink aperitif. I think that must be ritif. What is that? Ritif has short service right with an if on the end. Okay. This is measure part of flight. Measure step. No, foot, feet. Don't think that's right. Measure. Rule. Okay. Oops, I got muddled. Okay, that must be an anagram, wasn't it? That's for about information. I suppose that's an I. Oops, that makes it. Oops, I got muddled. About information. That makes it true. Ipso facto. There's facto. Oops, I. Okay, yep. Oops, I. Facto. I think that must be step. Measure step. I don't know. not sure about the measure being a step, but that must be middle and season. Not sure on that. Okay, let's go back to some of these over here I've been ignoring. Humiliated, without a means to be protected. Without a means to be protected. No. Okay, this one, still don't know what navigation aid is, but it could be surviving, suggests it might be ing on the end. Regime change due to pact being broken. Is that due to pact? Due to pact? Probably due to pact. Regime change is a... What is it? This one over here. What's at stake? Climbing Delphi. Okay, so the ante. Up in the ante. Etna coming. That. Regret. Holding key. Full release. It's not Rue then. I'll come back to those later. Let's have a look at this one. Dry, although fed by river. But brute, yeah, brute is dry, isn't it? In I think wine language or whatever. French probably. Very eager to describe what it's like being dead. Very eager to describe what it's like being dead. That bit of crypticism isn't quite getting me. Leaf tips damaged. Okay, anagram leaf tips, probably it's happened to you before. That feels like it should be deja vu, but it isn't. Last past life. Okay, very good. Ooh, what's this? Middle R. ARE. Prior textual weight. Middle age spread. Okay, there we go. I'll work out what that is. Broadcast is spread. Season is an age, I suppose. As it happens, doing something that will satisfy. Not sure on that. Let's have a look at this. Destroy evidence. That's impossible to crack. Must be something proof, mustn't it? Destroy evidence. Shatterproof. As it happens. Life. Live. Doing something that will satisfy. Live. Live is as it happens. Live. Live to it, for it. Don't know. Okay, oh, off screen. Let's see if we can get this one first. Rent doubled. Get really angry. So that's like tantrum, isn't it? Rent doubled, so getting really angry. Or could be different words, I suppose. No, that's not going to me. This one. Official in Brussels. Eurocrat, normally. Eurocrat, mixed up our crate, yeah, Eurocrat. Any more to... Oh, what's 19? Because on crowds reported in stores. Hordes. Yeah, stores. So that's hordes. How do you spell hordes? Hordes that way, I suppose. Crowds. Let's scroll down. Look at these last few. Heavenly body of flower copied regularly. Heavenly body is normally either a comet or an asteroid. Asteroid copied regularly is the OID, and an aster is a flower. Live it so, as it happens, doing something that will satisfy. Live for it, live, don't know. Number present as resistance rises a notch. Put 10 in there really, or 2. Present is here. AD. Resistance is R. Is it 3? TH? Yes, it is. So here is, so 3 is the number. Present is here with the R moving up. I don't know where the T comes from, but I'm pretty certain that's right. So what's this? Rent doubled. This one again, very eager to describe what it's like being dead. Can't see that one, but modest clothing, uneven and substandard. Modest clothing, uneven, odd, substandard, under, shoddy. Yeah, shoddy. Modest is very good. Modest clothing, yeah, shy with odd in it, so it's clothing it. Leaders of Britain always look disparate, bald. That's plain, okay. I mean, wow, this has been, for an Anto, this has been incredibly quick, I would say. I don't know how long I've been doing it, really. Feels like it's been I would almost say writing. Apart from these little bits up here, but even this one now, due to pact, yeah, I've got all the letters. What's that? D. I've got AOUE. Regime change. Coup d'etat. How do you spell that? Coup d'etat. Coup d'etat. Obviously, there's an apostrophe there, no? Oh, that's why there's no hint of that. Humiliated is without a means. I think without a, so put an a into there would be. So without is the opposite of within, isn't it? So humiliated is store. Maybe this isn't Rue. Hiding key. Yeah, maybe not actually. Key could just be the C or an A or. Release is. What is that? Regret. And surviving navigation aid lacking its lid. What have I got here? Humiliated is. Could be an A word. Don't think it is, but could be. It's most likely be an S, which would make it ST. Probably an ED on the end. To be protected is to be. Unlikely, therefore, if it's ED to have an A there. Could be there. Could be the A there, though. Star. Stow. Staunched. Strew. Doesn't have to be an A S there, does it? But I think it probably is. CT. Not much else is fitting in there. A vowels will fit. PT could, I suppose, in some bizarre circumstance. Humiliated is outed without a means. A means to be protected, so just finish off that IT, UT. Yeah, I think probably ST. Shielded. She can't be shielded. Shield. Could shield fit there? If so, would it be anything useful? No. Yeah, this one. Release is. I'm stuck. Let's have a look at this on the horizontal. Very eager to describe what it's like being dead is breathless. Just saw breath there. Okay, that's good. Rent doubled. I feel like it's fee. Get red. See red. See red. I don't know why that's see red at the moment. Live. Is it see red? See red is to get angry. Rent doubled. Rent doubled. See red. Well, if you're in the red, then you're owing some money. But is that really live live, live, that will satisfy, live. Is this a phrase? I don't know, live, I don't think there is any word that goes there, 2 letters, live at, so is that going to be red or not? I think see red is to get really angry though, so is it live? I think live is right, because as it happens will be live. Doing something is live. Rent. Doubled. Red, red. I don't like red being there really. That's trouble. The D from red being there though, that's the only. Because I can't see what that down was going to be. And that can be sold too, can't it? Oh, live to do. Live to do. If that was a 2, what's that going to be? Red rag, isn't it? That is red rag, I think, which makes that just as impossible. Live. Rent is rip, isn't it? Let rip. Is that let rip? Okay, that's more like live up. Live up to, I think that is. Doing something up to, you're up to something. So that's rip. So that must be let rip. Rent is to let, and rip is a tear. Okay, clever. Still got these ones to do. Store without a. I think there's an A there. Without a means. To be protected. A means to be protected. Means to be protected means. Oh, these last 3 or 4 or 5. What is it? I remember being taking a long time now. Regret. Just can't think what the word for regret is. And I've seen varying things across crosswords. Hiding key. I think the key is going to be a C. For release. Release is. I think that's for an ing in there, but surviving is. Remaining. Living. If that was living, what would be the. And can that be a V? Humiliated, starved. I don't think so. Right, I am going to put the video on pause for recording. There's no point in you seeing me faff around on this and see what I can come up with. Right, I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking actually what's at stake? Climbing volcano might actually have that the wrong way around. I think that might actually be the way around. That might be Etna is the volcano and the stake is climbing. Now whether that helps. I'm not sure there's much but more help. Well, I may still be wrong. Rescue. Regret. Releases rescue, is it? Escape queue with Rue. Yeah, Rue, literally there. Surviving is... not sure. Okay, so Etna's now correct. Which gives me a few more things here. I'm not sure I like having more options than I had, but at least they're the correct ones. Again, nothing on the bottom row of the keyboard. And humiliated is snore now. Enoughed in. There's a lot beyond the vowels and S that will go there again. I mean, it might be a word for humiliated. It might just be a double def word meaning humiliated. Without a means would be to be protected, unguarded. No, humiliated would be unhurted, unharmed, surviving, we go with E. Navigation aid. Sat nav, compass, map. And after that, I'm not sure really. I'm trying to get that with, even assuming that's an ing. Surviving, ending, eating. Could be an EA, couldn't it? So yeah, I'm going to go back to my pause mode and have a think again. Well, I'm a little play around on these. We've been a couple of minutes extra. I was wondering if I had an un there, and then I tried a T there, thinking it was a TED. I was thinking of eating there before. I wonder if that's unsuited. Humiliated. And then I thought, well, maybe it's insulted. But I definitely can't pass. Insulted would be humiliated, fair enough. But without a means to protected. Yes, insulated. Insulated without the A in it, so insulted. So, what's this? Is this eating? Surviving eating? Beating? Or is it? What have I got? Surviving. If that was an ing, I can just put in the ing because it doesn't auto-complete on the Guardian. Emptying. I think eating's the only word that would fit there if it was an ing word. What a navigation aid would be if it was eating. I don't know, so then the question is maybe it isn't an ing. In which case that's again, surviving could be beating without lacking its lid. Eating, beating. Okay, so that's what's navigational age. If that is eating, it would be beating, keating, deeting, feeting, keating, eating, cheating, keating, leating, meeting, neating, beating, reating, seating, veeting, weeting. So I don't think that was eating because I don't think there's a navigation aid I can think of that's got. Would you put a letter on? So what is this? This is surviving is it's a bit of a shame really. This crossword went so quickly everywhere else apart from this top corner, and for a lot of people this would be the place they look when they start looking at this crossword. So it'll be off-putting to them if they don't want to go for it. Enduring, surviving, navigation aid. I keep thinking of Eastings. Eastings are besting. testing. Right, I shall once again pause while I think through. Okay, I've put in an X in my alphabetical, and I realise that's extant, and the sextant is the navigation aid, so let's check that all. Yeah, everything finished. Good. Right, just pause for a second. Okay, just a sip of tea after that kind of thing. After that, I mean, I've got 25 minutes on the clock, plus there's probably another 5 minutes of alphabet drawing and all those things. I did actually just do a check on that one word, eating, when I was trying to check it wasn't eating, because I didn't want to spend my time alphabet drawing to then come back to it. End up being something I thought it was, but it wasn't, obviously. Yeah, I mean, as a puzzle, I thought that was a great puzzle, the way a lot of that just flew in so quickly, but this little top corner, as I just said, sort of ruins it really, because extant is not a word I've ever used, I think, but it must mean surviving and getting to rescue insulted. Etna's okay. Coup d'etat, again, yeah, if you're good at anagrams, but without the apostrophe on the in there, makes it a bit harder. But the rest of it kind of flows in, so I think it was a bit an off-putting puzzle, and sadly for the cryptic slot, because a lot of people will probably just look at those few and give up. Anyway, I'm going to go through the clues as best I can. So to regret is to rue, hiding the key, so the escape key, ESC, and if I release you from your chains, I've rescued you maybe. Must dash is an anagram of dams shut. Off is your anagram indicator, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to go off and see this person. I must dash. Humiliated is insulted. Protected is insulated. So we take out it says without a. So yeah. So in fact, so humiliated without a becomes insulated. I think so. I think in this sense, without is being used as the opposite of within. So if you put an A into it, so humiliated around an A, sorry, insulted around an A would become insulated, which would be a means to be protected, but we want humiliated as the answer. First appearance is the advent. Commercial is an ad, as in an advert, and a release is a vent, as in you vent your feelings. You release your feelings. Advice given to climbers is don't look down, and to appear optimistic. Well, down in this sense is saying don't look a bit miserable. So don't look down, look up, or appear optimistic. Dry is brut is dry, or brut is dry in kind of wine terminology. Although is but, fed by R from river. Primate is an ape. Short surface is a right without the E on it, and providing is if, which gives you an aperitif, which is a type of drink. Leaf tips are an anagram of past life. Damaged is your anagram indicator, and a past life, well, it's happened to you before. Step as a measure. I suppose I don't know if there's ever been an official measurement. But also, I think the steps you're taking are measures you're taking to do things. Part of a flight, well, a flight of stairs is definitely contains steps. There's no disagreement on that part. To destroy evidence is to shatter the proof, and something that's impossible to crack is shatterproof. So if you rent a house or something, then you are letting it, which is the let, and if you rent something, as in to tear it apart, you rip it. So rip is rent doubled, or rent doubled, and to get really angry is to let rip. An official in Brussels is a Eurocrat, so Brussels being where the EU is based. Mixed up is your anagram indicator that Eurocrat is an anagram of our crate. A heavenly body is an asteroid. A heavenly body. A flower is an aster, and copied regularly is saying take the second, fourth, and sixth letters of copied, the OID. Let's scroll down a little bit. Modest is shy. Clothing uneven, so uneven is odd, so clothing is saying it goes around it. So substandard is shoddy. Clever actually, I really like that clue, very good. So let's have a look at the downs. On the downs we have What's at stake is the ante, and that's climbing. So yeah, in the down clues, it can be climbing, which makes it Etna, the volcano coming down. No complaints about that. I just didn't read the clue carefully enough to think about that it might be difficult to know which way to put it in. So yeah, and I think that's a fairly reasonable clue because volcanoes, there aren't many of them to get to, so for Quiptic it's okay. A regime change is a coup d'etat. Now think of that as being a D with an apostrophe etat, the kind of, I suppose it's French wording, which is an anagram of due to pact. Being broken is your anagram indicator. Surviving is extant. It's a word I have heard and I do know, but I don't think I've ever used it. Navigation aid is a sextant, lacking its lid because it's on a down clue, and the lid would be the thing at the top. So take the S off of sextant, becomes extant. Your core is your middle. Season is, if you become seasoned, you're aging. Broadcast is to spread, and provides extra weight is middle-aged spread. So in some ways, it's a bit of an all-in-one there. Demonstrated is showed, going about. Empty airfield, so empty out the letters of airfield leaves you an AD to go into showed, which gives you shadowed, which is obscured. AI contributes occasional parts to DVD, so you've got DVD, and then occasionally put in A and I into there. Michelangelo's masterpiece is obviously the Statue of David. Lyrical producer is a songwriter, and one misquoting what Spooner said. So Spoonerisms are where you mix up the first part of the sound of each. So songwriter, wrong citer, misquoting, citing. Very eager to describe what it's like being dead. Well, if you're dead, you're breathless, and very eager is to be breathless. Oops, I is an anagram of well, information is fact, and around that we've got ipso and an O, which is an anagram of oops, I got muddled is your anagram indicator. Put that anagram around fact, gives you, that makes it true. Ipso facto. Scroll on down, last few to go through. As it happens is live. Doing something, what are you up to? You're up to something, doing something. Live up to is to satisfy. Crowds are hordes. Reported in stores, so if you're storing stuff, you're hoarding it. Reported is your sound alike indicator. The number 3, present as resistance rises a notch. Present, you are there. I guess it's there rather than here. That's all I'm thinking of. If you're present, then you are there. Or someone is present, they are there. Resistance is an R, so put the R in there, move it up a notch to make it 3. Resistance rises a notch, so move the R up. And then finally, the leaders of is an acrostic of Britain always look desperate is bald, and so it's plain, the bald facts, the plain facts. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, that was lovely. Most of that was lovely. A really nice puzzle to attack and rip into, and then suddenly those especially that last corner there, a couple down there that were a little bit tougher, kind of made it less enjoyable, really. And I think, as I said, at least twice already, having those clues up there, I think it's going to be hard for, especially people moving up from the QC will probably put them off. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that's useful.